Okay, now that we have the first part done, let's move on to the second. What does the number 40 represent in the context of the situation? And the first thing, again, you should be thinking is it the slope or the y-intercept? Well, I think it's fairly obvious. If that was our m, this is our b, so it is our y-intercept. So we know this was our b. We're going to do the same thought process as we had here, but now with our y-intercept. So we know it's the b, and that is our y-intercept. And what does the y-intercept stand for, really? Well, we know it's our start. Okay, that might help us. And the other thing that we always say is, well, it's x equals 0. But I want to write this out more specifically. It's the y value when x equals 0. And that's going to help us give a little bit of context to what this really means. Okay. So we can pretty easily think, well, oh, it's $40. It's the start. It means Brian started with $40. Most of us make that connection pretty quickly, and that's 100% right. So one thing that we could say off the bat is using this idea that of the start, then Brian starts with $40. So that's not wrong. That's definitely part of it. Brian starts with $40. The other way we could think about it, and this is going to be more important to some of the other contexts that we see, because it's not always so neat and clean with like, oh, it's how much you started with. Sometimes we're not talking about money. It's not so easy. So let's think about this other part. It's the y value. And more specifically, it's the y value in units. So it's the y unit value when your x units are 0. Well, what is our x units? Well, our x units are weeks. So after 0 weeks, Brian has how much? What's our y value? Our y is our money. So after 0 weeks, Brian has $40. So that is the other way you could think about this. After 0 weeks, Brian has $40. We're going to see some examples where you need to think of it this way. I would have taken the first one as a correct answer. Brian starts with $40, but you need to understand how to derive this meaning as well. After 0 weeks, Brian has $40. You'll see that in an example coming up.